What's up YouTube, Capital G here. Today I'm going to start a new segment. It's basically going to be my take on Gladiator Beast. If I feel like it's the deck that I'm most comfortable running. I've had a lot of success. I topped the regionals a couple weeks ago. Last year I topped with Glads right about the same time, mid-June, right around my birthday also. Running a deck that was completely different, and that'll be another episode for another day, comparing and contrasting gladiators and how they've evolved, from format to format. Basically, I'm just going to be breaking down glads, their matchups, the monsters, traps, and spells that you should be using right now, some of the cards that hurt them the most, and just kind of my almost like Robbie Cole's perfecting the gadgets. It's just going to be my series on Gladiator Beast. A lot of people don't talk about this deck, even though it stays relevant and competitive from format to format. Quick shout outs I want to give to Chase S 91. That is a very good friend of mine. Chase Simpson. He topped the regionals with Tech Genis, a controlled Tech Genis deck, and I'm gonna have a link to that top 8 profile or top 4 profile video that he posted. Really good person. He's got YCS tops, like 13 regional tops, really good. So you guys have to check him out. And this is this idea of this Gladiator Beast segment was brought to me by a subscriber. I think his name was FatShine179. So, okay. The 9 glads that I show you right now are basically the most important ones, and right now they're the only ones that you need to be running. In between them, you really don't have problems answering pretty much anything your opponent throws at you, because they all serve their own little unique purposes. Whether you just need a beat stick like Laquari to run over things, or to push for as much damage as you can. You've got your other just control cards such as Murmillo, which is your monster hate. You've got Bestiari for magic and trap hate. You've also got even more control over effects and what your opponent can use with Radiari, constantly hitting their graveyard so they can't do their spore plays or glow up or drop Judgment Dragon or what have you. You've got cards that can serve multiple purposes, like Gladiator Beast Quest, which is a monster reborn and can control monster effects with Chariot in the same time. And then you've also got Darius, which I seldomly use, but also serves as a monster reborn. So between these cards, it makes it very difficult for your opponent to ever gain momentum. Once you get the ball rolling, you just constantly tag into the glad that best serves the situation. Most of the time, if you already control the game, it will be Laquari and Hoplamos, because those are the ones that you probably want on the field unassisted by any other cards, because they have that really high attack or that really strong defense. Then you've got what I like to call the ally of glads, the AOGs. They all serve their purpose too. Thunder King, obvious, because you can shut down decks like X Sabers and Gravekeepers that want to search their key cards. Stops your opponent from using their pot of dualities and charge of the light brigades, and it's also anti-synchro. All the ally of glad cards are anti-synchro. I think it's actually kind of funny that Konami created a deck like Mech Lords, which is supposed to be a synchro eating deck, when they basically already have one in Gladiator Beast. You've got Gale and Mole, which basically serve the same purpose. I mean, they're basically one card outs to most synchros in the game. Mole kills anything that's not named Shooting Star Dragon. You just attack and bounce it for +1. And Gale can half Stardust, half Sheen, and just run these guys over. I mean, you can just basically take anything down the size. Even though I didn't run DD Warrior Lady, it is actually a nice addition to this deck. Doesn't conflict at all. What's nice about it is, if your opponent gets that first turn Chien on you or gets a Stardust on you, but they have Solemn Warning, you won't be able to use these cards, so you can just set DD Warrior Lady, they attack into it, and then you just remove it. And, you just go back rolling with your Gladiator Beast. Some of the cards I wouldn't recommend right now would be these guys right here. First off, most notably, Test Tiger. Because of Solemn Warning and Effect Veiler entering the meta, it hurts tagging in general, or not tagging, excuse me, contacting. Gladiator Beasts like Grazaris plays are not as safe. People run Effect Veiler, and you always have to back it up with some magic and trap destruction. If you just keep safe tagging with your glad, you don't have to waste those resources. you know, and there's always they can affect Valier Grazaris, and then, you know, he can't tag out and all that. Well, he can tag out, but that's a cost or whatever, and you don't get any monsters. Prisma Stratos, I don't run those either because it's the same basic reason. Prisma doesn't add anything to the deck other than Gryzaris, which is a very easily stoppable card right now. And then Sam Knight and Secator. These are cards that I ran last year in my Glads, but I don't run them now because they're just not that good without Test Tiger. I mean, Sam Knight has some moments where sometimes you would wish that you have him, but I mean, the consistency is not worth. It's not worth taking the hit, honestly. I mean, his sole purpose, basically, when I was using them, was just to search Chariot, and Secator is only good with Test Tiger, so I wouldn't recommend running any of those cards. Other cards I didn't run, Cyber Dragon or well, I guess that would be the only other one in the main. I don't feel like having more beat sticks gives the deck any more consistency, makes the deck better in any way. I mean, honestly, just the 2 Laquaris are all you need. I mean, the deck has ways to get around, you know, if this card dies, you have Darius, you have a quest to get it right back. So this is just basically the roster. This is just part 1. And I'm going to be doing this series frequently because, you know, I do play Glads. I play them in every single meta. Once the ban list happens, I'll probably take them to another regionals and talk about them more.